Hello watch fans, or should I say hello clock fans. This is a circa 1967 Jaeger LeCoultre or Jaeger LeCoultre. This is the Atmos V or Atmos V, and this is as close to a perpetual motion machine as we have come to make, I believe. This design first came out in 1928, and you don't wind this. You don't wind this at all. It doesn't use batteries. This uses the power of the atmosphere. It lives on air. In the back here, you see that big brass cylinder. There are a pair of bellows in there with two different gases. And then every degree between 15 degrees Celsius and 30 degrees Celsius in the room that this clock is placed in will power this watch, this clock, force of habit, will power this clock for about 48 hours. 1 degree. That's pretty amazing. And to do that, it has to be a pretty amazing clock. So these bellows at the back, that provides the power. You don't have to do anything else once it's set up. Theoretically, this doesn't need servicing for 7,000 years. That's nonsense. It's what Jaeger LeCoultre have calculated, but theoretically the Earth is perfectly round. It's not. There's mountains, there's ravines, there is dirt in the air, the dirt gets into there, it still needs servicing. You see the balance at the bottom, how slowly this moves. All part of the energy saving. So efficient is this, so little energy does it require, that to power a 15-watt light bulb purely using this Atmos movement, you would need 6 million of these clocks to power a 15-watt bulb. Now, they've never made 6 million because this is very high horology and it's Jaeger LeCoultre, which combined makes this very expensive. A new one, not dissimilar looking to this, starts from £10,200. So if you think your mate having a £5 grand Rolex is a flex, having one of these in your house outflexes him about tenfold, because this is just in one room. This happily sits in my office right now, quite happy if no one buys it, because I quite like looking at it. Now, there are a couple of other curiosities with this clock that you should be made aware of. First, I'll just go over condition. You can see that the brass has some wear on it pretty much all over. We have the Atlas travel case for this. Photos are on the website. But yeah, the brass has wear. I'm not showing the back of the clock on the video just because you don't want to move these too often. And when you do, this lever here, you slide that across to the right. The door is already ajar a little bit because these are a tight fitting door, so that I can operate it one-handed. So to move this or set the time, you slide that lever all the way to the right. That locks the balance at the bottom. And then to set the time with a finger, and before anyone comes at me, a finger is what Jaeger LeCoultre themselves tell you to use, not a finger wearing a finger cup. That's what they tell you to use. That is now locked. You see it's not moving, it's very delicate. So I could now move this clock back into my office where it has pride of place. That's the other thing with this. Even though we've got the travel case, I am not trusting Mr. Postman with this. This will need to be collected from our offices in Leicestershire, England. The good thing with that is we can show you it working as you pick it up, tell you how to lock it, how to transport it, how to care for it, how to set the time, all these things that I've pretty much explained in the video already, but we can just go through them face to face. So, for those of you that thought this was just a carriage clock, you were wrong. You were very wrong. This is a science lesson. This is a feat of engineering rather than horology. You may be able to tell, I'm quite impressed. Yes, there'll be ones out there with better brass, as this would be better if the brass was perfect, but it would also be more money if the brass was perfect. It's not exactly cheap now. But what a thing. Thank you very much. Sorry for the longer than usual video. It's a different subject. I know the video will be a little bit wonky because we can't just use a static camera with this. It's not our normal wheelhouse. We've had to make some adaptations. I'm sure you will too. But I think and hope you'll understand why. Next time we'll be back to watches. I'm not going to make a habit of clocks, but I wanted one. So this is one way I could get one. Thanks for watching.